think the energy did from Chris and Terrence sort of change the tempo of the game? That's what they do, right? That's what you need them to do?
Yeah, all three of those guys I think are energy guys. Terrence, Rondé, and Chris, and geez, they come out of there with plus 21, 22, plus 22. It's a heck of a stint for those guys. 2 stints.
Yeah, they did it in the third,
Yep.
in the third quarter, started the fourth as well. Were the starters just a little off, do you think, tonight?
Little bit. I thought we didn't execute a bunch of our schemes early defensively. We just had some breakdowns. So you could see some clear lane layups in the half court, which we don't like to see very often, if ever. But those guys provided a nice punch, and then the starters came back in, started playing, and it wasn't the prettiest game, I don't think, but I thought we played awfully hard and played really hard in stretches, so that was good to see.
Have you seen individually or collectively, Chris, Terrence, and Rondé better defensive? Have they hit their marks better?
Yeah. First of all, Rondé's been really good defensively, right? He's really been a big asset. We put him on a really good player when he gets in there. Just his intensity, strength, and foot speed have been great. He's been an extra possession getter, keeping balls alive, like big time. I think those are big momentum plays, and we haven't got a lot of those this year, so it's good to see us get some of those. And Chris, when Chris is amped up, and he's been pretty amped up most nights, he's at the rim blocking a few shots and grabbing a few big rebounds, offensive tip-ins. So yeah, good.
Are they playing a little, like, are they getting the nuances as well that you're looking for? I know that was something
I mean,
sometimes struggle with.
they're getting there. I still think, again, a lot of that stuff comes from off the ball, stuff. So Chris should be a off the ball, guy because he's a rim protector. But sometimes you get caught up in some kind of coverage that you think's coming on the ball and you forget, and something's happening on the other side. The other night in the game, I thought Chris was playing a little low energy and little average, and I grabbed him and I said, stop thinking so much and go block a few shots. And like immediately he blocked 2 shots in a row, and he just kind of, sometimes we got to get him to quit thinking so much and just let him play with some instinct and chase the ball a little bit. I just contradicted myself, but.
Offensively, it seems like Chris is in the right position all the time for those offensive defense and just kind of collecting offensive rebounds. So what is it about that?
Yeah, I think the key to that is that you go consistently, right? You no matter where you are and you see a shot going up, you just take off flying. And if you go in there, let's say you go in there 9 times in a row, you're going to probably tip a couple in because he's flying hard. He's got length. He's got some speed to use to get up in the air. And he works at that a little bit. He does it. Even when we're playing 4-0 or 5-0 in practice, he works on his timing of flying in there to try and chase those rebounds. So that's good. I think him and Rondé really, both of them attack the glass pretty good for us.
Thanks, everyone. One more. Sorry.
The little play you ran at the end of the third quarter when you subbed in Matt Thomas.
Yeah.
Got it out from Boucher.
Oh yeah.
So you're using Thomas as a screener.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, it's a little. I think in the NBA, most teams would call it stack action, where you set a ball screen with the big, and then you sneak a shooter in behind there to pick off the big from behind, and Chris turned the corner, and Freddie found him.
I guess they get confused with. They're worried that the shooter's going to pop out, and they get confused.
Well, usually the guy, he doesn't see him, right? The guy's up there Freddie's coming off with the ball, and the big's focused on the ball, and then all of a sudden he gets hit from behind. And Chris did a good job. He ran a good route to get there with some speed, and we luckily had the weak side cleared out too, so the lob was open. Very excited.
As you get to see more of Terrence Davis, are you seeing what you're expected to see from the young man?
Well, I think we might be seeing a little more than we're expecting to see, right? It's 2 games in a row where the guys checked in and just started nailing threes just right off the bench, and has gave our offense a big boost, and they've been momentum changes, I think, in both games. I'm not sure I expected him to do all that. I think I've talked about he can vault up and shoot the ball. I know that, right? And he's very athletic. I know that too. So that's great. I think he's catching teams off guard a little bit, right? Probably start hitting the scouting reports a little harder, but been great the last couple games, and we'll hopefully keep getting him a bunch of minutes so he can gain some experience and keep on going.